you know, Jared Goff was a number one pick. The Lions have won close to 18 or 19 games in the last 20 to 24 games. That has never happened here. Me being a Lions fan, I'm 40 years old, and I turned on the radio a couple of days ago, and people are saying to bench him. I mean, why are we even having that conversation? I mean,
I don't know why that conversation would even come up, because
that's the wildest thing I've heard this season. It's like Lions fans are like the people who win the lotto, but they have a broke mentality. You know, like they're back broke in like 2 years. There's no reason to bench this guy. Sometimes people have, bad games in the middle of a season. And I mean, when you think about how many games they won over the last 20 games, the backups right now wouldn't be able to do that. Not even the guy from Tennessee. I mean, he's never played an NFL game.
Yeah, I mean, they're 18-6 in their last 24 games. I get what you're saying, Keith. And, I wasn't here earlier in the week. And, King, were we getting the calls for people to say that it's time to bench Goff?
Yes, there was completely desperate calls for a team that's not desperate. They're 9-4.
Okay. I hope Doug made this point.
That's one of the reasons why he lost it last week.
Now I can understand, because we didn't hear that yesterday, and I'm like, did this happen? Did this really happen? You see, if you were to take one player off the Lions roster right now for the rest of the season and guarantee that they wouldn't make the play, or that they'd still make the playoffs because they're just too good not to, but that would hurt the team the most, who's the player? It's Jared Goff, without question. Like, no offense to Teddy Bridgewater, but there's a reason that Teddy Bridgewater has been a career backup, basically. All right? He's had his flashes as a starter, but not a ton. Jared Goff's the guy. He's got his flaws, and Lord knows we talked about him all week long with his flaws, but the idea that people have that somehow he needs to be benched, and in favor of what? And it's not even Bridgewater people are going to. People are going to Hendon Hooker. You won't find a bigger Hendon Hooker fan on the planet than me. But no, he doesn't go in there yet. You know how many snaps that Hendon Hooker's had with the number one? That many, which is a big goose egg. I'm guessing he's had that many snaps to go with the number two unit out there as well during practice. Hendon Hooker just returned to practice like a couple weeks ago. He's there to run scout team and to get healthy again. And they have a decision to make as to when they're going to bring him back onto the roster, or do you just leave him on IR for the rest of the season? But that decision has nothing to do with benching Jared Goff, because benching Jared Goff doesn't even come into the equation. If you hate on him that much, I don't know what to tell you, man. You've got a miserable life ahead of you. You're hating on Jared Goff enough to say he should be benched right now. That's miserable behavior. And I know nobody has said that yet today, but the previous caller just mentioned that was some talk earlier in the week. And I didn't know that was I didn't know it had gotten that bad, Kang. My bad. I didn't know it got to that state. I can understand why you could see patches of skin in Doug's head. I mean, it's already tight with the hair, but if he had any follicles to pull out, that they would be pulled out. He keeps it tight. It's a good look for him.
It's more aerodynamic for his helmets.
He's a lot faster
when he's bicycling.
Yeah,
and stuff.
it takes a quicker shower now.
Yep.